What's up, guys? Today we're doing something a little bit different. Usually it's Mello and I on here, but every once in a while we like to shake things up. Mello does his Think Blue podcast, um, and today I'm gonna do something a little bit shorter, just to kind of recap what went on with WBC action between Team USA and Team Italy, because there's a lot to talk about. There's a lot to get into. So first and foremost, if you've been living under a rock or really haven't been tuning into the WBC as much as other people, you might not know that Mark DeRosa may have made the biggest mistake in WBC history. And I wish I could say that that was, over exaggeration, whatever it is. So, Mark DeRosa yesterday on MLB Network Hot Stove had said, yeah, they want to win against Team Italy, right? Why wouldn't they, considering the fact that they want to move on to the next leg of this tournament? Um, he already thought that Team USA clinched against Mexico the other night. He expected that you know, the scenarios that he Team USA found themselves in, he miscalculated them, and now they find themselves in hot water because they need to rely on either Team Mexico to score 5+ runs and win tonight, or they needed Team Italy just to win. There is a scenario where they don't make it to the quarterfinals, and that is if Team Mexico beats Italy 4 runs or less. And there's a real possibility that that could happen. But the main problem here is the fact that it should have never gotten to this point. Team USA's roster, right, is one of the most feared lineups altogether, right? I mean, you guys, you have guys like Bobby Witt Jr., Gunnar Henderson, Aaron Judge. Sorry, there's just so many. I mean, Bryce Harper, Kyle Schwarber, Roman Anthony, Pete Crow Armstrong, who had a gigantic game last night. Um, this team is stacked, right? And they were favorites to go all the way to the end. And obviously, 2023, we saw that happen because they inevitably lost to Team Japan. However, the biggest problem with everything that went on, Mark DeRosa thought that they already secured a quarterfinal spot before their surprising loss to Italy, of course. And man, I don't. It is absolutely wild. Like, I don't understand how you can be a manager of a team in an international tournament for the game that we all love, and you don't know all of these scenarios. That is just, it's unfathomable, truly. Because if you're a manager, you want to know what is happening at all times, right? You want to know where your team is, and you want to know how to execute on the ball field. And that was very clear that Team USA did not do that. And I'll tell you why they didn't. And that's the lineup that they came out with. First off, Mets starter Nolan McLean started the game and gave up 3 runs quite quickly. He had a good first inning, but then gave up three plus runs. After that, Ryan Yarbrough came in and also kind of shit the bed, if we're being honest here. The pitching and the bullpen management was just not there. It was very clear. And the lineup that they threw out last night, Bobby Witt Jr., Gunnar Henderson, Aaron Judge, Kyle Schwarber, Will Smith, Roman Anthony, Paul Goldschmidt, Ernie Clement, and Pete Crow Armstrong. That is absolutely insane to me. You have guys like Alex Bregman, who's had a really nice WBC. You have Bryce Harper, who is also on the bench, and yeah, maybe Harper's dealing with some things outside of the ball field, in the Phillies clubhouse and everything like that. But if Bryce Harper's available, you play him, regardless of anything else. The talent is there, and he has a lot of pride in playing for Team USA. Why in the hell are you starting Paul Goldschmidt, who is top 5, bottom of the league in hitting against right-handed pitching? That just doesn't make sense to me. And then you have Bryce Harper, who's on the bench, a guy who very clearly should have gotten the start over Paul Goldschmidt. But my biggest problem with all of this, there's a chance that Team USA does not advance. And with a squad that they have put together and assembled, there's no excuse for them not to make it. And now that all these reports have came out DeRosa even said like he miscalculated everything. Um, but how do you do that? You were the manager of Team USA in the World Baseball Classic. How do you mismanage or miscalculate, different scenarios for clinching to the quarterfinals and everything else? It just doesn't make any sense to me. Um, it is absolutely wild. And I think one of my other big problems with how they played last night, Mark DeRosa came out and commented that the guys were sluggish. They were celebrating after their Team Mexico win. Listen, by all means, you go celebrate. That's one of the first times that you ever beat Mexico in a very long time. You go celebrate, you have fun, but you better be ready at the ballpark next day to play Team Italy, and they were not. It sounded like the guys were hungover. The guys were sluggish. They, you know, and the lineup showed that, okay? Because these guys were out on the field barely, like it was sloppy play. Bryce Terang was one of them. Nolan McLean had one. There was unfundamentally sound baseball being played last night in the field. And that is an absolute joke. You're playing for your country, man. What are we doing? It is ridiculous. And on top of all this, you have guys who are partying, probably hungover, sluggish, the whole 9 yards. You have a lineup that shows that you don't care. If we're if we're being honest. And listen, this is where speculation comes in. Did Mark DeRosa make this lineup thinking that this could be a punt game? Thinking that they already punched their ticket? I don't know that. Those comments have not come out. Nobody really knows that. This is all speculation. Did Mark DeRosa really think that Team USA could just cruise whether they won or lost against Italy and then cruise into the quarterfinal like that? Listen, these games matter. I don't think people understand that in the World Baseball Classic, it's a whole lot different than wins and losses. You also have to take in run differential. You have to take up how many runs you gave up. It's just all in total. They now find themselves in a three-way tie. And if they would have taken that game seriously last night, if they would have threw out a lineup that was said like, hey, we are going to the WBC, to the quarterfinals. We are going to punch our ticket tonight. There should have been no miscalculations. That just doesn't make any sense. This is an embarrassment to Team USA, not only to Mark DeRosa, but to Team USA as a whole. Because none of the players stepped up. Listen, I'm a Yankee fan. I absolutely love Aaron Judge. He is my guy. He is the captain of Team USA. I have been supportive of him throughout his whole career. I feel like he could have done more. I mean, come on. It's inexcusable. So, on top of all this, there's a chance that they don't make it out a pool play, which is absolutely wild to me. And I think when it comes down to it, they just did not play fundamentally sound baseball last night. If it wasn't for Pete Crow Armstrong, I don't know where this team would be. He had 2 homers last night. Absolutely beautiful. That's what you need. On top of all of this, though, that's what it comes down to, man. Like, this is an absolute embarrassment. It is crazy that they didn't, realize any of this. It is absolutely ridiculous. And my last and final topic before I get out of here, I think it's a big one. I think it's the biggest out of all of these topics. I love the World Baseball Classic. I do. This is a tournament that, I've said it on the podcast before. This is a tournament that absolutely tugs at my heartstrings all the time. I absolutely love seeing all the different cultures, all of the different, diversity in this tournament, right? You get so many different countries, so many different cultures, ethnicities that are coming together over one shared passion, baseball. Who wouldn't want that? It's a chance for us to be educated on other cultures and just baseball in general in other countries. I think that's huge. And I think the main thing out of all of this is to grow the game. And I think the World Baseball Classic can do that in a really good way. But when you have things like this happen, what are we doing? Team USA is one of the biggest teams in the World Baseball Classic. And this brings me to my point. The Dominican Republic is cruising. Puerto Rico, they're having fun. Japan, they're having fun. Canada, they just advanced to the quarterfinals. All of these teams have one thing in common, and that's they have fun. They have a boatload of fun. They're rounding those bases immediately. Pumped up, electric, and ready to go. Like, in the stands, dude. Like, you just go on Twitter, go on Instagram, even Facebook probably has them. Go on there and look up the Dominican Republic. Look at their fan base and how they just absolutely go wild in the stands. I want that same passion out of Team USA. This is America's pastime. What are we doing? Why are we not having more like now listen, I was just down in Houston with Mello. It was a beautiful time. We had a lot of fun. We really did. And we're going to talk about it on the podcast next week. We had a lot of fun. But it's just different. Why is it that it seems like every team is having so much fun except for Team USA? What like it is absolutely wild to me. It doesn't make any sense if I'm being honest. And just to put a cap on this whole thing before I get out of here for you. We we as a country in the United States need to have more passion towards baseball, man. Listen, this is a sport that I absolutely love. We make content about it. This is a sport that I can't get enough of. I'm watching the Caribbean series. I'm watching college baseball. I'm watching high school baseball at this point. I'm watching regular season, postseason, and every 3 to 4 years because of COVID, we get this beautiful tournament. We get this tournament that everybody is hyped for, everybody loves, and this is honestly probably my favorite type of baseball that I get to watch, the World Baseball Classic. Like, obviously, yes, I'm a Yankee fan, and it's no secret that the Yankees have had a lot of problems over the last few years. So, yeah, I haven't been able to enjoy the Fall Classic as much as I would like to. But when it comes down to it, I'm a baseball fan at heart. I love this game, and I want the players to show that. I didn't see that last night from the damn manager, dude. The manager thought they already clinched, and here we are. Patiently waiting. It is 6:36 Eastern Standard Time when I am recording this video. In about a half hour, I'm gonna get on my couch and I'm gonna watch this Mexico against Italy game. And listen, I'm a huge Italy fan tonight because I want the United States to advance and I want them to make it to the quarterfinal to play Canada. But if that's not the case, Team USA has nobody but to blame. I'm sorry, nobody to blame but themselves. Mark DeRosa, absolute the biggest blunder in at least Team USA history, I have to say. It is, I can't think of anything else, man. It's wild. It is a problem, a huge problem. And the players do, and not to mention, Hot Stove, MLB Network, correct DeRosa. Correct him. You very clearly heard him say we already punched our ticket to the quarterfinal. Why was he not corrected? I mean, he even said, "Oh, I was on Hot Stove with a bunch of buddies." Well, I mean, come on. How about your buddies back you up a little bit? If I make mistakes on this podcast, Mello is correcting me. He's making sure that, I'm feeding you guys the right data and the right information. What is going on? Team USA, a national team in the World Baseball Classic. How do you not correct him? Everybody knew the scenario. Everybody. Me as a fan, I knew that Team USA did not clinch. Everybody did. It was common sense. And listen, I'm not saying DeRosa's an idiot or anything. I'm not. I think DeRosa was caught up in the limelight. That win against Team Mexico was huge. I understand. He's partying. He's having fun, as he should. But when it comes down to the future of this team in this tournament, you gotta be at your A game, man. You have to. Or else you have mistakes like this. This is a generational mistake. This is a big problem. When it comes down to it, I love this team, and I want this team to advance. So, like I said, I'm going to be a huge Team Italy fan tonight. Or if Mexico scores more than 5 runs, hey, I'm happy. When it comes down to it, though, this tournament's electric. I can't say enough about this tournament. I absolutely love it. I adore it as a baseball fan. I look forward to it every single year. Every 3 to 4 years. I look forward to it. This is a tournament that holds a lot of special experiences in my heart, I would say. Obviously, Houston, we were just down for it, but content wise, right? I've been with Around the Diamond. You've seen this ugly mug for quite some time now, quite a few years. I've been with Around the Diamond since I don't know the exact date, but I will say that the first time that all of us met, and you remember, Bobby, Matt, Mello, and then I joined up. The first time we all met together was at the 2023 Baseball Classic, and it was in Arizona, and we absolutely had a blast. And this tournament, like that is where I absolutely like. I always liked the World Baseball Classic, but that's where I fell in love with it, and I was so pumped for this year. We obviously went. We had a blast. But if Team USA does not make it out of pool play based off of this blunder, where this can very easily come back to bite them in the ass, that's a huge problem. And I am very disappointed in this team, man. I am. I obviously I pour a lot of heart and soul into baseball. I love it. I love it like it's my kid. And when I see things like this, it sucks, man. It really does. So to put a cap on the entire thing, Mark DeRosa, what are you doing, man? If Team USA advances, this cannot happen again. Inexcusable. It can't. If they are lucky enough to advance tonight, because when you listen, being a sports fan, when you put your fate in other teams' hands, it usually doesn't work out in your favor. And if it does for Team USA tonight, if they are lucky enough and they go play Canada in the quarterfinals, this cannot happen again. It needs to be your A game every single night. And listen, I'm not asking for it would be nice if you won the whole damn tournament, but you at least got to make it out of the pool, dude. Make it out of Houston. Come on. This team has no excuses not to make it out of Houston. And the fact that they're already this far in, this deep, this could be a catastrophic loss for the United States. It really could. It's a big problem. Second, if you want to celebrate, yeah, have fun. After big wins, listen, I get it. Go have fun. But when it's time to be serious about what you're doing and playing for your country, you got to be serious about it. And that's when you got to lock in. And just last, man, Team USA, have some fun. Because I'm getting sick and tired of seeing all the fans of other teams having fun and getting into it as they should. They are passionate about their country. They are passionate about the game of baseball. And listen, man, I talked to Mello. I said that I wouldn't mind going down to Puerto Rico for the next WBC. I'd skip you at the U.S. For good if it meant that I get to go see and experience what it's like. Because I watch those videos, man, and I'm like, oh my God, that's a lot of fun. I want Team USA to be doing that. I want to get pumped, dude. And Aaron Judge, yeah, he had that first inning homer that we were in person for and got to see. Kyle Schwarber, that was electric. PCA's home runs last night, that was electric. But there's not enough energy. You're playing for your country. You're putting your country on your back in the World Baseball Classic. There's got to be more energy than that. And just have fun, dude. Be a kid again. I don't want to hear, oh, we're the big United States. We play the game of baseball right. This, that, and the other. Fuck that. Fuck that. We're in 2026 now, man. I'm sorry. Let the players have fun. Let them pimp homers. Let them look at the home run for 10 seconds if they want. Let them soak it in. Because this tournament, it's something that we all want to soak in. Because it only happens every 3 to 4 years, and we absolutely love it. We adore it. So let the players have fun. Team USA needs to start doing that a little bit more. It doesn't have to be business casual, man. It doesn't have to be all business. You can let loose and have fun. So I think that's it, man. I just wanted to hop on here, give my thoughts. Obviously, we're going to talk about the results next week on the podcast. We're kind of back to normal now that we're home, and the World Baseball Classic pool play will be pretty much summed up, and we'll have your advancees. Obviously, I don't know that right now because the game's not on yet. But yeah, man, we're gonna be back at our normal scheduled content Monday night. Mello and I will be back here, and you'll get to hear our voices again. But yeah, I just want to hop on here and give my thoughts because I had a lot. You know, I made the video last night about the scenarios for Team USA, but there was more to it. And I'll kind of reiterate everything I said tonight on next week's podcast in probably a little bit of a more, less emotional way because listen, I don't even know the result yet. So, um, have fun with the rest of this tournament. Please, enjoy the hell out of this because this is something that I can't explain how much I love this tournament. I really do. This tournament has brought that little kid out in me and reminded me why I love the game of baseball. So have fun with the rest of your tournament. I truly do hope that whoever you're a fan of, whether it's the DR, Puerto Rico, Japan, Canada, or even the smaller teams like the Netherlands or Panama or Cuba, if you're having fun in this tournament, then you know what? That's all that matters. So Team USA, if you advance after tonight, you gotta lock in, man. If you don't, you have nobody but to blame. You have nobody to blame but yourself. So I think that's going to sum it up for this iteration of the ATD Baseball podcast. And Team Italy, let's go. We need a big win out of you tonight. If not, if you lose, Mexico, I'm talking to you now, Team Mexico, score 5+ runs, please. And listen, Randy Arozarena, don't take that personally, please. I saw the story, I did, but I really, really need you to score 5+ runs tonight. Randy, I've always been a huge fan of you, so please pull through for my United States and Cal Raleigh. We're not all like that, man. I would have shook your hand. And listen, for what it's worth, I know this means absolutely nothing. There you go. Shook your hand. So let's go Team Mexico 5+ runs, or Team Italy just win and Team USA advances. But if they don't, Mark DeRosa, that's on you, my man. That's on you. So thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll be back next Monday for your regular scheduled programming with the ATD Baseball Podcast. Mel and I will be back. So thank you guys again, and I love you. I love all you guys. I love you guys. Tuning into our content on all major platforms, and I can't thank you guys enough for supporting us and giving us an outlet to do what we love. So thank you guys again, and I'll see you next week.